Welcome back, everybody. This is the Gamers Lounge. I'm Great One, and what's our next topic, guys?
Whether you guys have heard or not, but GameStop has been closing like over 100 stores lately. I haven't really seen much about it. I've just kind of seen like links every now and then on my Twitter and stuff like that. But I guess what GameStop is doing is they're focusing more on like digital downloads now, kind of like the PS4 has like big downloads, and I guess Xbox One does too. Um, I just want to know you guys' thoughts on it. Really, I think it's kind of good, but then again, it's kind of bad for the people who don't have like the online experience.
See,
So
So are they actually so they're closing the stores or
they shut down like a good like majority of them, like not all of them, but
they're
in like certain
downsizing.
states.
because
Yeah.
I have a friend that actually manages one, and I work with his wife, and I was asking her about it because I had seen something in which the way she made it seem was that they're just getting rid of, like, instead of when you go to GameStop and you want to get, let's say, Call of Duty, instead of actually like getting a disc, you basically
getting
would
a
just
code.
get like a code. Um,
it-
and so instead of them physically having these games, they're just going to start selling more of the code, which
right.
I mean, you kind of have to expect that. I mean, because that's
Right.
where everything's going, now to where you're physically not going to go buy the disc,
Right.
anymore. So I could see why they would do something like that. I don't know. What do you think, Great One?
It's funny that you guys mentioned that because I happened to swing by there today while I was going to get my dinner there, mister. So
Random fact about Great One: if you ever want to know when he eats, it's 10 minutes before a podcast.
that's right.
So
What better way to procrastinate? Deciding the fate of
anytime
the
you
world
anytime you see a
tomorrow.
message that says podcast about to start, Great One will be eating. Just so you know.
So anyway, I went to GameStop because my sub wasn't ready, and I happened to notice that Trial Fusion was on the shelf for the PS4. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, it was. I think it was $29.99 or $39.99, and I happened to. I'm like, wait. I just downloaded this game 2 days ago, and it was only $20. I was like, yeah, that explains why it's on the shelf. And I approached the whatever the hell her name is, the woman behind the counter. I forgot her name. I actually knew her name, but I asked her about it, and she's like, oh yeah. I was like, she said thank you because I guess she wasn't aware of it, so she's gonna bring it up to her supervisor so that way they can adjust the price. I said, yeah, the game's never gonna sell here in the store if it's a disc, first off, because discs are more prone to get stolen or scratched or whatever. A digital download, which takes minutes now, because the way they have it set up, the file's actually compressed when it gets in your console, and then your console kind of like works like WinZip and it uncompresses it. $20. I mean, and that's by far one of the most fun indie games, if you will, because even though it's a big title, it's still considered an indie game. I've had a blast with it. Like, I'm looking forward to streaming it. Like, that's how much fun it is.
Do you like buying games that way though, where you just get a code?
See,
Because for me, like,
it's more
especially when you get
convenient.
the Call of Duty Ghost, like when it was coming out last year, the PS4 wasn't out yet,
Right.
and they were like this whole thing of you can spend $10, you'll be able to upgrade it. And my fear was like, okay, if everything's downloaded on the PS3, and if for some reason it doesn't recognize, and then now I can't get it on the PS4. I don't trust it. Where if I physically have a disc, I can take it out of the PS3 and I can put it into the PS4, or I can physically take that disc. I have proof to a GameStop. I have something that I can in my hand. That's my fear about the whole downloading thing.
See, here's where I totally get where you're coming from, because I had a big scare when I got the notification that Sony's online was hacked.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So to this day, what I do is now I don't buy anything from the PlayStation Store. Like, when I went to download it, I noticed that I take it as a blessing, if you will. I entered my debit card information, and all my stuff's up to date. The day I moved here, I updated my bank info. But for some reason, it wouldn't allow me to process the payment. So I'm like, all right, look at my account. I definitely had plenty of money in there, so I was like, all right, screw it. I went to GameStop's website. I did the purchase there. They gave me the code like within like 2 minutes. I entered the code and it allowed me to redeem it. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, it gives you the accessibility to get it at any time. Because here's the thing with the digital downloads. What I noticed that they're doing, and I think Titanfall was one of the first games that introduced this, was where they're allowing you to preload your game. So
right.
It allows you. So here's where, the fact that it worked so well on the PC, it's not hard. It's a hot fix that they can do for consoles. Like with Titanfall, they had it to where you can download the game early, kind of like with Diablo Reaper of Souls. You download the game, it's already on your hard drive, and then at midnight, wherever you are in the world, it just unlocks, and then you can just go right into gaming, which does save time.
That would be cool.
Here's why I like it. Because let's say, for instance, you're playing Battlefield. Like when you play Call of Duty or Battlefield, any kind of first-person shooter, it prompts you for that install regarding optimization.
Right.
Yeah. That saves time, because if I go home, I want to jump right into multiplayer, bam, I can just, jump right into it, get online with my friends, and rock it out. I don't have to wait 10 to 15 minutes, depending on my internet connection or the bandwidth allowed, because if I'm trying to install this game, so's 50 million other people out there in the world.
Yeah,
of course,
true.
The game's going to run slow. So, there are pros and cons, but I feel that as of right now, the benefits do outweigh the risk, and that's the reason why I think they're going towards that route, if you will. I mean,
yeah.
So going back to it, Kyle.
More convenient, really, than going out, because I'm 30 miles away from each town. Like, I literally live in the middle of everything. It takes about 30-40 minutes to get to the nearest GameStop. So it's more convenient to buy stuff off the marketplace than actually, waste gas or whatever and go get a physical copy.
And you don't worry about it messing up, or is that how you buy most of your games?
I usually go out and get the physical copy just because I've had problems with the marketplace before, like tweets earlier this week with the whole Xbox support thing.
Oh, I saw those. Yeah, you what happened?
I put in a year code for Xbox Live, and it said my account was like disabled, basically telling me I could not like buy anything or input any codes, and until I got it resolved. And I called them. I was on hold for like 15-20 minutes, so I decided, what, I think I'll just hit them up on Twitter. And it literally took them about 2 or 3 hours to respond. And I mean, it ended up fixing itself completely. All I did was restart my Xbox, and it gave me a full year. But that's not the first time I've had to create new accounts because of that. It's just, I don't know what the deal is.
Well, I haven't had any issues like that on PlayStation, so.
Okay.
That's
so
yeah, he had to throw that one out there,
So the GameStops that are closing, are there more that are going to be closing, or?
I'm not too sure.
Were there any that were closing in your state or like in your general area, or was it just like?
I think it's like
underpopulated or.
Yeah, like New York, stuff like that.
So places where they have like an abundance of them, where they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, I think you'll just walk in, and you'll be like, I want to actually. Yeah, I think GameStop honestly is going to turn into Blockbuster. I mean, I think people.
Yeah.
Where once they get the kinks worked out, more and more people become comfortable doing that, and especially now that you have to pay to go online, because with PlayStation you didn't have to put in your credit card. You could just go buy a game and play it, and you could go online and everything. But now you have to pay to go online anyway. So they already have all that information. So if I can, if I've already got my profile set up and I can just click a button and I get the next Call of Duty or whatever at midnight, then that's cool. I mean, it's fun to go there, and
right.
it kind of builds the hype and stuff.
It is nice to go for the experience, because you get the woo, the and you get to see the posters.
What I think's the funniest is, right at 12:01, I don't know what it is, but the entire GameStop parking lot turns into a Fast and Furious movie. I mean, you see like dads in minivans like peeling out in reverse, like
doing donuts
like,
and J turns. Yeah, like
yeah, you know, and everyone's like sitting there trying to like, you know, take, you know, pictures of their game and send it, and it's funny because all you do is run home and do an update. I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
pretty much it. Yeah.
But it is kind of funny watching, you know, and it does kind of build up the hype and stuff because, I mean, there's times where I really won't be in the mood for Call of Duty or something, you know, and then I'll watch like a YouTube video or something, and it's like, you know what, yeah, all right, I'll play some Call of Duty, you know, it's like, I was going to do the dishes, but hey, you know, I'll try to work on this, you know, so. So.
What's going on? Mr. Jamestown, JameZtown.com. Thank you so much for checking out the show. And if you're interested in being a sponsor, basically your ad would be going right here. And what you do is you come up with something, 15, 30 seconds, kind of tell us about you, your channel, your YouTube, your clan, whatever it is that's gaming related that you would like to share with the broadcast and the viewers. Then this is what you would do. So make a quick little video, 15 to 30 seconds max, no intros or anything like that. If you want to put your links on the video, that's fine. If you want to like make like cool background banners or something, kind of like a Twitch type thing where you can have all your links and stuff, that's really cool too. And just tell us about yourself. And if we pick you, then you might see your ad in a slot and something like this. So let's get back to the show. Thanks so much for watching. Thumbs up this video if you're enjoying it, and I'll catch you guys later.